Hello, I'm back and finally I have progress to show. This is really good. So first let tell you a story. I've been trying to figure out how could I make the Arduino heat less. So I went to Radio Shack to see if they had a voltage regulator that I could put after the AC adapter and then use that regulator to, let's say, give it 9 volts. Well, it turned out they didn't have a 9-volt regulator there, but they had adjustable regulator, 37 volts to, I think the range is 37 to 1.25. So I said, okay, that works. So I just went there, I got that, and well, when I got here, I looked at how to assemble the circuit and I said, oh, okay, this is how we do. This basically this schematic here showing how to wire the regulator. Oh, fine. Input, output, adjustment. The adjustment is hooked to the ground, so okay. I thought about the 7805 regulator, and that was the pinout, right? Ground on the center, input on the left, output on the right. Wrong. So first I wire the thing on the prototyping board and I think it's right, and I see I had to get a trimmer potentiometer for the adjustable resistor, and got that, and I see the voltage is moving kind of exponentially, but eventually I got to the number that I wanted. So I went here, wired the thing, kind of think it was right, assemble. When I plugged the Arduino, the voltage was dropping to 3 volts. I was like, this is not good. I know when you put load, when you measure without load, and when you put a load, the voltage drops a little bit, but then it wasn't supposed to drop that much, from 9 volts to 3 volts. That's too much. So I look again and figure, oh yeah, this resistor, I had that. Sorry. This is raw. This is how life is. There's this resistor over here, and I was hooking it up directly to this ground, so I hook it up to this one and I move around. It looks like it's working, but yeah. When I hooked it up, basically this resistor here was the potentiometer, because potentiometer is 2 sides, right? So I hooked one side to the ground, one side to the power, and when I move it on, and another thing that I did wrong is, yeah, I did not hook up one side to the ground. I hooked up the wiper to the ground. It was totally bad. I hooked up the wiper to the ground, one side to power, one side to ground. You know what happened, right? When I moved all the way to power, I short circuit and I see smoke. Like crap. So I was completely like, oh damn it. So turn it out, turn it off. When there, got a new potentiometer. It was the last one they had in store, so I can't fry this one. And I decided to finally look up the pinout for the thing, and it was completely different from what I thought. It's adjustment on the left, output in the center, input on the right. So to start with, I was wiring everything wrong. Another thing is I realized the wiper is the center, so I can't hook up my input to the wiper. I know technically I can, but not the way I was doing. So I change it to the ground to the input, the wiper going to the adjustment, just how it was supposed to be. And instead of hooking up the other resistor to complete like the power like this guy, I use a fixed 1K resistor, so one end of the potentiometer is unhooked. So I only have one adjustable resistor the other one is fixed. Tested the output, the travel, the thing was quite linear, so just the way I like it. Hooked it up, finally. Hooked it up, everything. First I tested on my prototype board, which is, I don't know if I ever, it's just this small breadboard here. So first I hooked it up on this, because yeah, I know this is a prototype board. And then I tested, everything was fine, and then I unsolder, resolder the whole thing, and then finally got it here and turn it on. I can't go wrong, right? Start adjusting, and I see the levels are going the way I wanted. I'm getting like 10, getting close to 9, oops, a little bit of 8, and getting up. What? So I had a capacitor blow up. Good job. The electrolytic capacitor, I soldered with the reverse polarity, and at first I thought, oh my god, I must have a short circuit somewhere. Well, how can this have happened? So, but then I realized it was reversed. I obviously never knew what would happen. So went there on the internet, what happens if you reverse polarity on a capacitor, and that was it. Yeah, it pops, and mine popped. Good thing I had more, so I replaced that, and they have been operating cool and flat, thank God, since then. The Arduino is much cooler. Same cannot be said to the adjustable voltage regulator, and Jesus Christ, I touched the thing with my thumb here. It hurt, it was really hot. So I I hooked a heatsink to it. It's doing a good job. I think I would like to have a bigger one, but that's the only one they have, and I may go to, I found out there is an electronics store, which I completely forgot the name, around, that's actually electronics store, not because Radio Shack, yeah, it's electronics store, but yeah, they focusing on gadgets now, not really on the do-it-yourself kind of thing, which is very sad. But if you have a business, you have to survive, right? I mean, I know firsthand how that goes. Anyway, that's how it's looking right now. I placed the MIDI connector here, but it's not hooked up or anything. It's just so that I was gonna have an idea where it was gonna be placed. I'll probably have one here and another one here, something like that. This is working for me now. But most importantly, now that I have voltage regulation, the Arduino doesn't run so hot, so I can say with confidence, I'm not afraid of this guy. Hooking this up and turning it on for extended periods of time now, because the heat is manageable. So would you like to see what's going on here? I'll show you, then I'll tell you. Here we go. Yes, we have all the LEDs working. As you just saw, there is a diagnostic program running that routine that lights up each individual LED LED, and then shows all the numbers, make sure the numbers are showing correctly, and then it proceeds to load the patch. So like you can see, it's loading the patch just nice. The 19, it's the first of these knobs over there is the attack. It's the parameter. Say this first parameter here is the attack on the first operator. So that's what it is, and it's showing just right. Quite happy about that. So basically this display is showing decimal, because you know, for most people that's what makes sense, from 1 to whatever number without going through letters. But that will be an option that I will have to show the numbers as a hexadecimal for those who like that. It makes sense to me. It makes sense to a lot of people out there, especially people who understand programming Yamaha 2612. But who knows? This may become not commercial product, but it might become like a finalized product that I may end up making for other people. So I want to give people options whenever I go to the menu. I'm thinking about multiple ways to customize the interface, to customize how the things are displayed. So yeah, that's pretty much my progress. Now my work from this point on, it's on this side. Yes. See, all these inputs are going into the MCU just fine, but I do not wire the bus back into these guys here. So I don't know what's going on if you're pressing a button, because the buttons, they're not going anywhere. So my next hours will be spent wiring all the wires of the bus, and there is one extra because I have 9 groups. All the wires for the outputs that will go into the switches, and then when you push a button, that will connect to one of the inputs, and then when you cross those two, you know which switch has been pressed. I will report once I have more news. Thank you very much for sticking with me and listening to my stories. See you soon.